Jill is with Modern Women Fraternal Financial Planning. Megan Cross. Moon. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Tough question, I mean. Appreciate it. Modern Women Fraternal Financial Planning, what does that mean? The fraternal financial planning means that we're a nonprofit financial firm. Started back in 1883. We give back 30% of our assets each year to the communities that we're involved in. So essentially those that are our members, we ensure that we help those out, other nonprofits as examples, to help out along the way. One of the items that we do for children is scholarship opportunities. Last year, we gave over $3.5 million across the nation. Here within the Dallas-Fort Worth area, our branch gave $10,000 scholarships to those that are members. And certainly want to give back to the community in this capacity.
More about the benefits that we put back into the communities and that we pour back into our members. So again, with us being a not-for-profit, we don't have obligations to shareholders. We're not going to be on a Super Bowl ad, although there's some billboards around Dallas. Like, we're finally getting a little marketing out here. But all of this, if you're a member with us, which is no extra cost, you just have an account or a life insurance policy with us, you get these. You get all of this for your kiddos. We love to love on our kiddos. So what kind of services do we offer? Well, we work with life insurance and life insurance product. We do savings and debt management, and we do investing. So separate from life insurance are the investments that are going to, outpace inflation and help you get to retirement and other goals. What we want to do is sit down and help you identify your goals, see where you're at, and just help you get to where you want to be. And I spoke with someone earlier, I said, hey look, it's a 2-hour meeting. One, introductory meeting, we're going to understand really what concerns you and what those dreams are. Second meeting, we're going to come in and we're going to give you recommendations. When you have a full toolbox like we do, the whole world of investments and the whole world of life insurance product, we can find some solutions that are going to make sense to you. And if we never see you again after that, you have the information to move forward in a way that you feel confident in, or come back to us when you're ready. We just hope that you choose us when you do that. But in a world where we're just flooded with bad information via social media, news, things like that, working with someone who can tailor a personalized plan for you just really makes all the difference in giving you that peace of mind in your financial future. My background, I have a degree in mathematics, so I'm a little bit of a nerd, so when they were talking about their formula for wealth building and I screamed out time, it is because time is that one thing you can't get back. It's the exponentiator in compound interest. I'm not going to nerd out about that formula, but every little bit that you can add to that T that's exponentiated is going to increase your overall return, and it's super, super important. You can't get that time back, right? So we're here to answer any questions you have, but if you don't have any right now, grab a card in case you do down the road. Our cell phone numbers are on them. We're doing a giveaway, 3 $25 gift cards to Target. We'll do the giveaway here, but if you're not here, we'll give you a shout and mail it to you or whatever is easiest. We just want to be that resource, and we want to be accessible to folks who want to take steps forward. So thank you so much for listening to our speech and for being here. Come visit us if you haven't already.
Everybody that has shared so much so far. I feel like I've learned a little bit from each one of you. And thank you guys so much to Craftswoman for having this event and for having us. As she shared, my name is Anna Roden, and I say that I'm a feminine healer. I help women with their feminine wellness issues. As women, we transition through different seasons and different phases of life, whether that be you're a teenager and you're starting your menstrual cycle, or you're in your childbearing years, whatever that may be, right? 20, 30, 40s, and you're having a baby, or you're navigating perimenopause and menopause. These are all very natural seasons that every woman goes through, just like Mother Nature has 4 seasons that we go through, right? These are natural seasons. Nobody prepares us, especially as women of color, for these seasons. So a lot of us are navigating symptoms that are very natural and that you can approach holistically through herbs, supplements, and your diet. Instead, Western medicine, instead of our traditional medicines, who understand that your body is balanced and very intuitive and very smart and knows how to heal itself, Western medicine likes to try and treat your symptoms, right? But our ancestors knew, beginning back in Kemet, that it's not at the symptoms, but you treat it at the root. And so I help women and specialize in helping women address their health concerns at the root cause. So that's the foundation of everything I do. Everything is natural, holistic, and based on your diet. as an expecting mom, I support you through that season of life as a doula. And I ended up here because I entered perimenopause, which is the season before menopause, right? That we enter, and it hit me very hard. At 28, I was very much convinced that I was menopausal. And it sounds funny to say you're 28 and you're going through menopause and you're having hot flashes and girl, I need this fan. And I'm sweating my hair out and I'm tossing and I'm turning. Like we talked about it in the beauty shop and it was funny. But at home it really wasn't. Like I was genuinely navigating what I thought was menopause before I was 30. And doctors treat you like, there's no way, there's no clinical way that that's possible. What was happening is my hormones were changing. The same hormones that happened during menopause. And I was experiencing menopausal symptoms. But that was the only box and the only language that I had to explain what was going on with my body. So I decided to do something about it. I am too a nerd. Instead of numbers, I like books. And so I went to Half Price Bookstore and bought every book that I could find on anything that looked like the symptoms that I was having, right? So I went home and I started reading in my downtime and realized that I was just going through a natural season of change as a woman and my hormones were changing. And so I decided to, this was my passion, it ignited me. I started helping other women and I transitioned out of corporate into nutrition and feminine work. And it has become so natural and intuitive for me that I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So for expecting mothers, I help you navigate that season of life in terms of navigating your maternal experience in a healthy way, right? So we want you to have a healthy and a happy pregnancy. In America, we're taught that being pregnant is something that you have to endure, and laboring and delivery is something that you have to endure, rather than it being something that you can enjoy. You can enjoy being pregnant, you can enjoy having your baby, and you can enjoy your postpartum. Yes, there will be ups and downs. Yes, there will be things that we navigate, but it doesn't have to be scary, right? Hollywood likes to show a woman screaming, pushing, grabbing at something, knocking stuff over, and that genuinely does not have to be your experience. There are so many ways that you can give birth. So many ways that you can labor and deliver that I support you through. I support you hormonally, nutritionally, through your pregnancy and postpartum as well. And so honestly, that looks different mom to mom. I would like to say that a one-size package kind of fits all, but it doesn't. Because a healthy and happy pregnancy depends upon where your body and your hormones are before you get pregnant. You don't just, that doesn't just change overnight, right? You don't have heavy cycles and issues with your feminine wellness before you get pregnant, and then you just jump into a happy pregnancy. Like what was going on before is going to carry into your pregnancy, and it's really going to carry into postpartum, perimenopause, and menopause. Your body and your cycles are always talking to you. And so it looks different for every single mom. It also looks different based upon your preferences and your knowledge base. Some women know all the things. They know what encapsulation is. They know they want to delay cord clamping. Like they have a plan and they just need somebody to advocate for them in the hospital, because you're going through a very sacred spiritual experience. It's hard to speak for yourself to your medical providers in the hospital sometimes. And we know that Black women don't always have the best experience having a baby at the hospital. So sometimes you need a voice that asks the doctor, can we take a moment? Can you explain that procedure? Can you give me time to think about it? Is this medically necessary? Is there another option? Is there a plan B? Or just no thank you altogether? We don't know that we have a voice and we have options when you have a baby in the hospital. And then there are other ways to have a baby. There's birth centers, there's free births, having a baby at home unassisted, there's midwives. So there are different ways and different environments where you can labor and deliver, and that can be done in your own way, with your own vision, and you can create your own birth experience. But this is just not information that's given to us. We just know how to birth one way, right? You go into labor and you go to the hospital and you hope for the best. And we hope that it looks like what you want it to look like, but we don't tend to prepare for that, plan for that, have conversations around that, or know that you can keep your placenta in a hospital and how to have that conversation. So as a feminine healer, as a woman that works with other women, as a doula, it looks like, what do you need? What does your body need? And how can we help you navigate this experience to have a positive birth experience, right? And what's so funny is the Craftswoman, I actually bought and read this book from Pan-African Connection when I was pregnant. And it taught me so much because there were not a lot of elder women around me that had a positive birth experience. Like not my mom, not my grandmother, like not my mother-in-law. They didn't have positive birth experiences. But you have to think about how Black women are treated in society and relate that to your experience to birth. So that was the only option that they had. So the book helped me really understand, okay, as a feminine healer, as a woman, as a nutritionist, this can transition into my birth, into my labor, and I can be healthy and happy. And one of the things that she says is that labor and delivery should be easy, safe, and quick. And nobody told me that my labor, my delivery could be easy. Like you would never put those two words together. You would never think about how should I protect myself to keep myself safe. I did not think that, wow, I need to make sure that I'm safe in this space. And I didn't think about pain measures, that it does not have to be painful. So I went into labor at 5 p.m. on a Friday. I was getting my eyelashes done. And I felt the contractions, but I didn't want it to stop, so I didn't say anything. I called my husband. She finished around 5:30. I called my husband. I was like, you should come now, like right now. We went home. I took a shower. My doulas came. I rocked on my birthing ball. I made some tea. We had a playlist. I got to the birthing center at about 6:30. Okay, he was born at 7:22.
Oh, wow.
I did not have any stitches, any tearing, no procedures. I didn't have to get transferred to the hospital. And I was home the same night, in my own bed the same night. I only had my family, my midwife, and my husband around me. So I felt like I was able to create my own experience, but I was very intentional about that leading up to it. So just as you plan for finances, you plan buying a car, you plan where you sending your kids to school, you know, you plan what you're gonna cook for dinner, but we don't plan pregnancy, labor, and delivery. So I help you navigate that process. Think about what that process could look like if it were the best of the best. Like if I were the happiest and the most healthiest, what would my labor and delivery look like? Birth is unexpected, so I cannot guarantee that that's what it will look like. But how can we at least flow with what is naturally happening to get your body prepared for it and to try to help you get there? After that season of life, perimenopause and menopause, which I am 30 great. I'm definitely in my perimenopausal phase. Perimenopause and menopause is going to happen, right? It's not if it happens, it's not when it happens, it's not if it happens, it's when it happens and how it happens. Your body is going to change. As you slow down ovulating or stop ovulating, you stop producing the #1 hormone that you need as a woman, which is called progesterone. Okay, the same way men need testosterone for all the manly things, we need progesterone for all the feminine things. It's going to drop because your ovulation naturally slows down. If you don't understand that's happening, how to support that, and how you can use alternatives outside of chemicals to support that process, is hell, okay? There are mood swings, there's night sweats, you gain weight around your waist that you cannot seem to lose. I call it the sweatpants and ponytail phase of your life because that's really all you have energy for. You wake up every day, you get through the day somehow, but every day really feels like, girl, I just don't have it in me. I just got these sweatpants on, this ponytail, maybe a little lip gloss, but like who you used to be and everything that you used to be able to give, you no longer have it to give because your body doesn't have it to give. So unless you understand that, one, empower yourself and say, I don't have a disease, I don't have a medical issue, my body just needs support. How do I support it? God has given you everything you need to support your body through Mother Nature. If you understand that, how to use those resources, whether it's your diet and you use food, whether it's herbal teas or creams and we go that route, or whether it's supplements, or maybe we do need to approach the support of your doctor in a different way, right? Regardless of what that looks like, it's going to happen. It's how it happens and how, instead of just going through it, do you get back on the other side of it? Because honestly, at 20, 30, 40, 50, you still have so much life to live. And my wake-up call was that, to be transparent. It's just us, you know, it's only a few people, I can be honest. I was relying on red wine real hard after work, okay? It was like, girl, they got on my nerves all day. I cannot wait to go home and get my glass of wine. or these kids are running me ragged. I cannot wait to go home and get my glass of wine. And I realized my glass of wine might have been 2 glasses. And when I reached 2 glasses and I was going through my bottle too fast, and I was using because I was stressed out, I realized my forever could not look like this. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm drinking socially with my friends, but it's socially acceptable. But I really had to sit down and ask myself, if I don't do anything about this, then I'm going to be doing this 5 years from now, 10 years from now. This. So I love my moms. I love my perimenopause girls. And I love my menopause girls. I love them all because we're really using the same information and the same herbs to support you at each phase of life. So I offer complimentary consultations. I call them dates. It's virtual, and we just discuss literally what's going on with your body. If it's something simple, I might give you something simple like, girl, go down to Ann's Health Food and get you some sour sockies. Like, you really don't need me. Or if it's deeper and you're like, listen, I have a hysterectomy plan next month. I need to do something about it today. Maybe my support looks a little different. So I have levels of support, but it's not because I'm here to sell you something. It's because how I need to support you really looks like what your body is going through and what your health goals and needs are right now. So I have a complimentary consultation for anybody that's interested. You can visit me at my booth, and I'll be glad to have a conversation with you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, before I finish, okay, Shannon was my sleep therapist. Shannon saved my life. Okay, my goal was to breastfeed until I was 2. My baby was 2. I did that. I never thought about co-sleeping. So he was in my bed at 2.5, maybe. I'm being honest, sleeping and waking up and nursing through the night, and I was getting no sleep. And I thought how I felt was just because I had a new baby. And my doulas recommended Shannon, and I had no faith in Shannon. Like, girl, you don't know this baby. He's so creative. He's always on my boob. He's at home with me. I breastfeed on demand, okay? So there's no way I'm going to get him off of my boob. Like, just no way. And Shannon did it for me. I had just met Shannon in person last Saturday. So we're not friends. Like, she was my sleep therapist. I'm only 60 days in, and we met at an event last Saturday. But she genuinely did change my life because I did not realize that I was sleep deprived. And I was a zombie. So I'm eating kale, y'all. I'm making green smoothies, right? I'm doing my squats, and I still feel like shit, to be honest. I'm doing all the things, and I'm healing all the women. What's wrong with me? And I have been frustrated with my health. I was sleep deprived, and I just didn't realize it. I thought how I felt was normal. So she really does help. I've never met this gentleman, but I received chiropractic treatment throughout my pregnancy, and when I went into active labor, before I went to the hospital, I went to the chiropractor, and it made all the difference in the world. And then when my baby was born, as a little one, I took him to the dentist, and they tried to tell me he had a tongue tie. In Western medicine, they wanted to do a surgery on my little one, you know, in like 3 months to address his tongue tie. And they explained to me how it was connected to his spine and his body and all the things that they would do. And I took him home from the consultation that day, and he cried all night. Well, they really irritated his gums and his mouth. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. We're not coming back. And so I started researching, and I started taking him to the chiropractor. And he did not have a tongue tie. It was a bit exaggerated. He lashed with no issues. He's very regular. He's never been to the ER. He's never been to the hospital. We don't do your typical Western medications. I've never had an emergency, a medical emergency with my baby, but I really feel like understanding and taking him to the chiropractor made a big difference. So I just wanted to speak to those services because somebody told me and told me the benefits of it, and I just tried it, and they really made a difference for me and my birth experience. So I just wanted to speak to those vendors as well. So thank you guys so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Shannon Tobert. I am founder of Community Slumber Pediatric Sleep Consulting. How many people here are familiar with sleep training? I mean, nobody familiar with sleep training?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so what I basically do is I help I help parents sleep train their children. I am a mother of 3. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 10-month-old that's going to be 11 months tomorrow. I am a working mom. I work at a Fortune 500 company, and I know what it's like as a working mom with 3 kids in a male-dominant industry. My background is in engineering, and so I know what it's like to go to work tired, try to be my whole self for my husband, try to be my whole self for all 3 of my kids, try to be at work and perform at the top tier level that I can perform at, and just feel like I'm failing at it all.
I'm so excited, I know what you're saying.
Way too excited. Thank you very much. I will bring you to
Yeah, she said she needs some water.
and I agree 100%.
So in addition to all that, trying to make sure that I got self-care for me. The main thing that a lot of parents think about as soon as they have a kid is first they're very happy and excited. They just birth this with the whole process, the ups and downs of pregnancy, the hopefully no complications during labor, and they have this precious little one. The next thing they're now about to think about is about to be the sleep deprivation they are now about to be facing. Well, a lot of parents don't know. Sleep deprivation is likely going to lead to postpartum depression. It impacts your milk supply if you're breastfeeding. And you just lose sight of who you are as a mom. That is what we don't want to do. What a lot of people don't know is that when you sleep train your child, you're helping everybody in the house, including yourself. Okay? Again, I got 3 kids. It's live from the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. I want my me time with my husband. I want that time. And I will say, after my daughter, she ran over to him one day, my son ran over to him one day. I'm like this, they bypassed me so quick, went and gave him a hug. I said, wait a minute. And I looked at my husband, I said, is this what you felt like when I spent all my time with these kids?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. I said, I've been neglecting you. I had a client, they had 3 kids already in Amazon and 4. We sleep trained her 4. Their testimonial said, I saved their marriage. And I said, are you kidding me? She's like, yes. She's like, because there was so much neglect that she had towards her spouse. She was again going through postpartum depression. She's losing sight of herself, no self-care. By night 3, that baby was sleeping through the night in his own bed, no pacifier. They dropped the pacifier. He didn't have to ask for no milk just to go to sleep, and he was sleeping 12 hours throughout the night. Most of my clients will see results by night 3 or night 5. In this room, somebody in here was one of my previous clients, my most recent client. She could be your testimony. She said, I changed her life. She's been nursing her son to sleep for the last 2.5 years. She didn't think it was even going to be possible that he was going to be able to sleep in his own bed without no reservations. And I will say it's been some challenges, but we made it.
He's been creative.
And the toddlers are my most favorite clients. Because like she said, to be very creative. They will throw that guilt trip on you. They would say, oh, mommy, you don't love me no more?
Yeah.
And that's what Ralphie said to them.
He said, I just want to love you. I just want to say I love you.
They pull out all the cards.
Don't fall for it.
I'm falling for it, so I don't like it.
But I work with clients from newborns to the age of 5 years old. My program is 2 to 3 weeks for any babies 18 months and older. For newborns, I work with clients up to the baby's 4 months old. And I say that because each phase, as the baby is getting older, they're going through different development milestones. Each development milestone is going to shift how they're sleeping. You also notice a lot of people don't know, as a newborn, your baby can only really stay stimulated for 30 to 45 minutes before they need some sleep. And a lot of parents don't know that. They want to walk around with the baby, be everywhere, out in the streets, celebrating, God knows what. But listen, lay that baby down 30 to 45 minutes after he or she has been up. They will go to sleep with no problem. And so again, I work with clients. Most of my clients are working moms. Like I said at the beginning, we have to bring our whole selves 110% in this industry, regardless of which industry you are. If you are a business owner, you can't be 100% for your business if you're tired. It's not possible. So again, I work with clients to help with that. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to figure out another good story to share. Yes?
Colic, any of that, assist that you?
All of that. Yes. My oldest son was diagnosed with autism, so I work with children with autism. Any special needs, I work with those children as well. Again, 0 to 5 years old, my favorites are the toddlers. I'm here for it. Any moms out here struggling other than yourself, or have struggled with sleep,
Yep.
I'm your gal. I also, next Tuesday on the 25th, this Tuesday actually, I have a free webinar coming up where I will literally walk through 7 tips that I personally did with all 3 with my children. 3. Lord Jesus, 3 children. All 3 of them. It helps. I'm here for it. So I can relate. I've been through it. I know the struggles, but I also know the pleasures and the happy ends of all of that. I know what the impacts does to a family, your spouses, your partners. I'm here for it. So thank you all for your time. Come see me over there.
And she does have a promotion going on where she'll encapsulate your placenta for $100. So if anyone's interested, please go ahead and fill out the clipboard. Danisha and I actually work together at Parkland. I guess I have a lot to share. We work together at Parkland. We are birth and postpartum doulas there for mom to baby. So we're trying to prevent vertical transmission from mom to baby there. So it's actually a new program in the nation. We're a part of this postpartum program, so that's exciting. But more about what I actually do. So my own postpartum journey has led me into birth work. I wanted to become a midwife, and everyone was like, well, you need to be a doula, you need to be a doula. So now I'm a doula. And I'm really mainly interested in birth work, but more because of the traditional wisdom aspect of things. For me, as a Mexicana, as a person of Mexico, I felt like there was a lot missing, and I had to dive deep into my own cultural, ancestral roots to understand what was happening to me through postpartum. I birthed at home, it took me about 3 years to realize I had the most beautiful and amazing birth. And the reason I say that is because the moment that we go into birth and labor, our body is awake, fully awake from head to toe. Our body awakens to be able to birth this baby. And this happens to every woman, whether we go through C-section or we start using medication. We are multidimensional beings, so we have different levels to us. And at different levels, we are going to be going through this journey, this odyssey of where our fennel does actually open up. And this is of traditional wisdom. Our spirit, a fraction of our spirit, leaves to go and bring our baby, the soul of our baby, earth side. And I know these things are a little bit out there, but if you ride this wave with me and just bear with me as I share this story of what postpartum can look like different for every woman. So as our body opens up, every cell in our body is awake in our body. So what is a cell? A cell is memory. So memory that we carry within our body, things that we have gone through. So everything that we're running away from, everything that we're going to fight, flight, or freeze mode, we hold on to, it awakens in our body. So when we go into birth and labor, all of that awakens. So sometimes when we're in labor, we're like, oh, we're feeling all of these sensations, but all we can say is we're scared or we can't. And we're feeling all of these things that we don't want to feel, that sometimes we've been carrying genetically through our ancestral memory. So if once we have our baby, how do we bring our body back into its new normal? How do we shut our body down? How do we close our body back down? So that's part of where my niche comes into place. I do birth doula, but I also do postpartum. That's my niche, postpartum doula work, where I do accompany the woman with doing herbal baths, belly binding, and also reboso work. The reboso work, we do the closing of the hips, we do the closing of the bones. And everyone's postpartum journey is different. I do guide people within nutrition on what to eat. It's very important that we eat chemically warm foods that are going to nourish our body. So Mexican traditional wisdom is very aligned also with Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, Mexican traditional wisdom is one of the 6 mother cultures that bring this understanding of our body as a whole. So that's what I have to offer to our gestational and our postpartum mothers. There's a lot of emotional things that happen in our body that we need transition with it sometimes. You know, it's hard to explain what's going on, but when we sit down with our mother and our family, we are able to navigate through these emotions, these things that come up. So that's a big part of what I do. Another thing that I want to shed light on is that I do placenta encapsulations, and I do keepsakes. So this is actually an amniotic sac. The amniotic sac is the little bag of water where the baby comes in. So this is a traditional keepsake, and it's a drum, or it could be a rattle. The traditional parteras, the midwives, tell us that it's important for us to honor the placenta. The placenta is also seen sometimes as a relative in some cultures, or it's seen like the guardian angel or the first guardian of the baby. So it's important for us to honor the placenta, and that can look different for every single person. Some people may choose to eat it, encapsulate it, but the most ideal thing, if you don't know what to do with it, is bury it. Bury the placenta. It's mother cells ready to be received by Mother Earth. And so this is one of the things that I do, encapsulating the placenta. And also the sound imitates the drum, and the drum represents the first heartbeat of baby. So this does also help to soothe baby, talking to baby, singing to baby. And then here I drew a little baby just to kind of symbolize what that is. So yeah, does anyone have any questions? Yeah.
When you say encapsulate, what
Yes.
does that mean?
Yeah, so the placenta, there's 2 methods where the placenta could go through. There's the traditional method, which is a Chinese method, where you can steam the placenta with lemon or ginger, and it helps with the taste. It's a very particular taste. You steam the placenta, or you can cut it up raw, then you dehydrate it, and then you grind it, and then it's like powder. And that powder goes into capsules. So that's the encapsulation of the placenta.
Well, is it nutritious or what is it
Yes.
used for?
Yeah, so there's a lot of, it's a hormone regulator. That's what it mainly helps. It helps also promote mood balance for the person. There's also tinctures. For the tinctures, you can not just the person that had the baby can use it, but also the father or anyone else in the family. If you're going to share your tinctures, you have to be sure that that person is energetically connected through your bloodline, I guess you could say. It helps for women with menopause, and for men it does help them. Also, it's like a pick-me-up. And that's also with the umbilical cord. You can do tinctures with the umbilical cord as well.
So when you say if mothers who have a baby, she should not throw away her placenta, instead she should use it for something else.
It's recommended. It's recommended, but the mother is free to do as she wishes. Yeah, she could. What the grandmothers in Latin America say is to bury the placenta. It's best that we bury it into the earth. Some people want to donate it to science, you can do that as well.
No, but you're saying now that it has medicinal and, food, what do you call it?
It's full of stem cells.
Right.
Yes.
You know how you take vitamins, so it looks like it's in that area where
Yes.
you can get benefits from it.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and for mothers that have C-section, it also does help them with the stimulate milk production as well. Yes.
So when you have a baby, you can tell your doctor, "Oh, doctor, please, I need to keep my placenta." Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
that's something you do at the hospital. You can discuss it with your doctor, but that's something you actually do in the hospital once they've done the intake. They're gonna ask, when you're in there, they'll have you write off a waiver.
Okay.
Yeah, and you do have to have your cooler and ice ready to take it, otherwise they won't let you take the placenta unless you're working.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions for me to answer? All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandy.
What we can do for you guys, right? Who has heard about chiropractic? Okay. You guys have all seen those videos, the snap, all the fun things. For some reason, they women on the videos, it's like they're clickbait. Nobody really explains what they're actually doing. And I always tell people, typically, people associate chiropractic with the top three things, right? It's the headaches, the back pain, and neck pain. What if I told you that chiropractic actually has nothing to do with any of that? So what we actually do in our office, we have a specialized technique in our office called Postpartum technique. And it's basically designed to see how your nervous system is doing at all times. Right? Because when there is an issue with your nervous system, given enough time, that issue will persist and will become worse, and that is when these issues start to appear, right? Why are we so obsessed with assessing the nervous system? Now, I have a background in behavioral neuroscience. I'm going to give you guys a 4-year lecture on why the nervous system works and why it's important. Let's just talk about the basis of it. Is that fair? You guys want to nerd out a little bit? Yeah. Can we agree that the brain is kind of important? Right? Not only do I think it's important, so does Mother Nature. Right? She's wrapped the brain and spinal cord all around this structure, the skull, the spine, and all the different things. And what we as chiropractors do is try to enhance it and restore it through that system. So for example, we have, let's start from the low back over here, right? Because a lot of people, especially postpartum moms and pregnant moms, they had a lot of times on low back pain, right? Well, the nerves in your lower lumbar, guys, did not only go to that low back region, they also go to your legs. So a lot of times when people sag with them, they'll tell you what? It burns all the way down. Right? Especially some of our pregnant moms here to remember that. Or are we having that right now? Right? But these nerves are going to go to that region, they're going to go to your legs, but they also go to your nerve. They also go to your lower digestive tract. Right? So a lot of times when people have issues such as infertility, PCOS, endometriosis, whether it be that they're having constipation, constant diarrhea, erectile dysfunction, all these are the nerves that go from that region. So we go in there, we try to restore those nerves so that way you can breathe. As you work your way up into the thoracic region, that's going to be this mid-back region. There's a reason why there's rib cage over here. If we agree there's some important stuff over here, why is it that every time we watch an action movie, there's 2 people over here? Right? Because there's important stuff over here. So can we agree that you want a proper nerve supply going to those regions?
Yeah.
Right. Because sometimes when you have nerve interference in these regions, if this is something that for parents is going to resonate a lot, these are the children who have asthma. These are the adults who have acid reflux. This is also where you're going to have things such as irregular heartbeat, high blood pressure, excessive sweating of the hands for some reason. It's one of the side effects of the thoracic nerve interference. But then you work your way up to the neck. Okay? And so the neck, I can give you a very, very dramatic example. Does anybody know the kid knows? We do accept insurance, actually. Yeah. So we accept Blue Cross, United, and Medicare. The biggest chiropractic is a covered service, which basically means that if you're not in direct network with us, we provide you with what is called a super bill, and you take that bill and you submit it to your insurance for reimbursements. Those reimbursements, just like every other insurance thing out there, is completely dependent upon yourself. Very good question. But we don't bill for pediatrics, by the way, to insurance. Yeah, just free advice, you don't want on record of your child having back problems. Yes, ma'am.
Do you offer adjustments to a mom that's in active labor?
Yes, we do, but you have to be encouraged. Absolutely. We have gone to many birthsides, homes as well. It's actually some of our feral work we do. We had a mom delivered last week. We have a mom coming up on this week. Guys, we had more than how many people, pregnant moms that just came into our office in 2 weeks? Like 15, 16 moms that just started. So that is our wheelhouse. But we have to be actively monitoring. Obviously, you can't go adjust people you never met. And that is part of our service where we not only guide you all the way through your pregnancy, we do postpartum, which means we do house calls as well. And we do offer complimentary service to the child as well because children are going through a practice. I feel like the part of my children.
To be here. How's everybody doing this afternoon?
Good.
Awesome. Yes, I'm all fired up. That's because I'm right in my alley right here because as a 2-time mom, I am so excited to be here. 2-time mom. The first time I was like all jittery and very, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? But later on, I found out, oh, when the baby arrived and I looked at her, I said, wow, what a perfect present. I realized that, oh my God, it could have been better without all the nerves and all that. So when I got pregnant with my second son, I said, I'm going to make it even better this time. No, all those nerves are gonna be out the window. I need to enjoy this because I kind of knew that me and my husband that was where we were gonna end our, time together. So, but today, so everything went well and I enjoyed it. I took Lamar's class and he came and my two children, they are adults now. You won't believe how old they are. My first child will be 38 next month and my second child turned 7 in February. So I am right here to support moms that are expecting, to let them know that don't worry, be happy, everything will be fine. But then I went from what I used to do as an educator in schools to becoming an educator of finance. And it was right in my alley because that was what I used to do, educate. So, and why did I fall in love with our company? Our company is WFG. Because before I found WFG, I was with another company, which I won't mention because we are not in the business of bashing any company. We want to cooperate and make things happen for everybody. So this company used to, my friend brought me in and she said, oh, what we do is buy term, invest the difference. I said, oh no. I didn't have much financial experience then, but I knew that was so limited. Then out of frustration, I left, and then as God will have it, I found WFG. And what do? We are revolutionizing the financial industry through education. Because financial knowledge is not only for the wealthy and well-endowed, it's for everybody, including the expecting, the baby we are expecting. We are here to propel everybody as far as they can get. In my company, there are moms also, who joined our company when they were young moms, and you won't believe the kind of planning they put in place for their children. We call them the $1 million babies. But today, we're here, right, to give you the information you need to take all the decisions you need to make in building for yourself a strong financial foundation. And you get that from this book, Saving Your Future. This is our flagship book, and it tells us how we can build for ourselves a strong financial foundation. And we do this through workshops. They're free workshops, and they're very, very easy to access online. And you wonder, what are these free workshops? The free workshops can be increased cash flow. Increased cash flow. Who wouldn't want to have a lot of money, more money in their pocket? Everybody, right? That's where the old industry used to, kind of, which one is more like, newborns can really take advantage of that. It will be a game changer. Time. I have very smart people on this audience. Yes. So that, why is it time? Time because when they're born, they have all this, they're busy doing the job of growing up, having fun, eating right, going to school. But guess what is working very hard for them? Their money. So we really have to start. I have colleagues in my company where the minute their children had a social security number, they put something down in place. And guess what? The plan is such that the principle is always there, right? It's a managed growth where they never lose their principle. Warren Buffett, when he was asked, what is the secret to growing wealth? He said, the secret is you must never lose your principle, no matter what. But then he said there's a second rule, very closely related to that rule, and it is you must never forget rule number 1. So you have to make sure you do not lose money, and then you have to be able to protect that money, and then you have to make sure you have tax advantage. advantage. And then lastly, you know, in addition to having tax advantage, you have to, let me look it up. Yes, you know, protection, safety, growth, you know, it has to be safe. You know, the money has to be safe so you don't lose it. It has to grow at, you know, now we have such that it can be uncapped. So there are 4 elements: growth, tax advantage, safety, and the last one is protection. Thank you. So my colleagues and I, right, we're going to pass around the, what's the name? 101 survey cards. Why? Because the old industry used to be in the business of selling to people. No, we don't do that. We don't sell you. We're not trying to look at you and say, we need to sell you something today. No, we want to get to know you better so that we can, you know, guide you, and then eventually you will become your own money manager. And then you will know exactly where you are with your money, and then you know where you want to go with it, and then we'll just guide you to find solutions for you. Okay? So our office is not too far from here. We're in the Greenville Financial Office.
Okay, I'm back again.
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. Again, my name is Chantel. I am the founder of Clear County Laboratory. We specialize in DOT, which is Department of Transportation, and non-DOT drug testing. Early gender reveal may be something you guys may be interested in. If you're at least 6 weeks pregnant, you can find out the gender. You don't have to wait until 4 to 5 months with your doctor. We also do DNA testing, which we're a mobile service. We also have a brick and mortar building if you would like to come and test there as well. We go to the hospital, so after you have the baby, we can come visit you at the hospital and establish paternity as well. We do saliva testing, hair follicle, also a dairy. So if you have any questions, I'm not going to be here 10 minutes, but if you have any questions, let me know.
I have a question. How long do the DNA test results take if you come to the hospital?
Whether I come to the hospital or you come to the office, it's 1 to 2 business days. And starting in May, I will be also able to issue the birth certificate for you. So you go home and the test results come back, I'll issue the birth certificate once the paternity is established. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you guys.